Well, this week I have no work of my own, so I am going to have to use the CX all week. So I'm going to do a recording, a video diary, and see how we get on. I don't think it'll be good, but we'll see. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning. It is the 21st of August. It's 6:15 and I am heading to do a job on the Courier Exchange that I picked up on Friday, which I did mention in my last video. I've done the old checks. I did them yesterday evening. So I've checked all my oil and my water and my tyres and my brake lights and other lights and everything like that. And we're setting off to do this job on the CX because I don't have any work for the company that I've been doing all the work for in the last few months. I don't think I'll have any this week for them. That might change, and if they get in touch, that's fine. But I can't be complacent and rest on my laurels. So this week it will be a week of working the CX and seeing what I can find, and also firing off emails and things like that to try and negotiate some more work if I can, which is not easy because 1,000 other drivers will be doing the same thing. There is something that I could possibly do in the pipeline that a friend of mine has put me on to, but I don't want to go to that simply because it is quite a commitment, and I wouldn't want to let them down afterwards should I get back on this, because I do prefer this. So that's something that's there bubbling away. But thank you for all your messages and your advice that I've received via text, via the comments page, and some via email as well. And I will take that advice on board. Everything is welcome, because you're never ever too experienced to learn, in my view, are you? So this morning I'm just going to stop off at the motorway services and fill the van up, because that's a bunker site, so I'll get the best rate there anyway, because I'm not going to go past Costco. So I'll fill the van up and get myself down there early. It's actually down as a 7:30 pickup. I did Google the company and they do open at 7, and I'll get there early. If they can't load me till 7:30, well, that's fine, I don't mind. It's just a chance you take, isn't it? And then hopefully I'll be at the delivery point late morning, and I will be looking, I'll set a journey and I'll be looking to try and pick up a load back towards the north. I'll probably have to do that at a keener rate as a back load. If I could pick up an ADR job, that'd be even more fantastic, but the odds on that are quite slim, to be honest. There isn't all that much ADR work comes on the platform, and that is something I want to concentrate on, and that is something that I will be concentrating my emails and marketing, etc. on. But we'll see how we get on today. I'm actually quite looking forward to this because it is different, but different doesn't pay the bills, does it? So let's see how we do. Still Monday, it's 2:15 in the afternoon. I did that job down to the Nottingham area, which was fairly straightforward. I got there quite early to load, and it was ready, and got myself into the Nottingham area, all delivered to a supermarket. Plenty of people there to help me unload, so that was great. And waited about an hour and picked up a job 9 miles away, and it was going to Hope Valley to a water treatment works. It was 2 pipes, about 3 meters in length, really easy, and got well, basically it worked out at £1.50 a mile. I was really pleased with myself getting that, but I couldn't find the water treatment works. It was in the middle of nowhere. I tried Delmate, everything. It took me ages to find it, and made a schoolboy error, because I saw in the actual area, I saw a water treatment truck, so I thought, oh, I'll follow him, he's got to be going there. But no, he was actually going away from it, and and he was in a 4-wheel drive truck, went down what we can only describe as an old logging road, and I managed to get myself a bit stuck. So I wasted a good 30 minutes before I just did the logical thing and asked somebody who pointed me straight to it. Anyway, got unloaded for that, and then I knew I had to get back, so I decided to call it quits at that, because it's a little hop or supposed to be, through Glossop to home, but it's took me ages to get back. So I'm going to just give the van a quick wash now. On the day, I've not taken anything like the money I would take doing my run. I've actually taken £208 today, but I've not used a massive amount of fuel. And I could have done more, there was work available, but I needed to be back because rehearsal, need to do it tonight. We've got a private gig that we're getting paid for on Saturday night, and you know, we just need to make sure we just fine-tune a couple of songs before we sign off on it. So tomorrow looks like I'm back on the CX as well. I put a couple of bids in, no sniffs. I'm free to go pretty much wherever I want, so I'm not restricted by the clock. So hopefully we'll have a better day. Got to try, haven't you? Got to try. Got no other work at the moment, so that's what we're trying to do. But I will be knocking out a few emails as well, and just keep trying. I don't know when or if my current stroke previous work supplier will need me back in. Hopefully soon, because I enjoy the money. But I can't rest on my laurels with them, so I'll keep trying. So what I'll do is I'll let you know how the rest of the week goes further into the week. But first day, manageable money, but really I should be taking more than that a day anyway. So she'll carry on and see how it goes. Right, morning. It's Tuesday morning, 22nd of August. It is just before 9 o'clock. Yesterday, I did okay. It wasn't brilliant, and I put some bids in for work today. I didn't get a single one, and I put a lot of bids in. So I got up this morning at the same time as the wife, and so I've effectively been bidding since 7 o'clock. And there's not all that much to bid for, to be honest with you. And what bids I've put in have been unsuccessful. It's really, really, really lean today. I don't know. In general, it's lean, isn't it? And it just goes to show when you've got a regular gig and then that dries up, or maybe temporary, maybe permanent, who knows. You can't sit down and just rely on the CX. Thing is now, if I get a job, it's going to be late, isn't it? You really could do with starting off early to stand a chance of making some decent money for the day, or you're going to end up working late. Now, I have no problem working late, but obviously your preference is to work during the day. But so far, nothing. Zilch, zero. Probably put about 15 bids in and not had a single thing. So we'll see how we get on, but at the moment, it's not looking too promising. I'm all dressed, I'm all ready. I've even done a packed lunch. All I need now is a job to go with it. But it's hard. Just working on the CX is definitely hard. It gets busy days, I know. But at the moment, you've got to bid too keen for my liking anyway. But I'll not give up, I'll keep trying, but sometimes you think we've got better things to do. Should I not bother and should I just concentrate on trying to drum up work of my own? But I'll let you know how it goes. Right, it's still Tuesday, 22nd of August, and it is now 3 p.m. I did pick up some work, but it was more fortuitous than anything else. I managed to get an ADR job. It was from going from Widnes, which was about 35 miles away from me, and it was going to Bolton. It was a total journey of about 30 odd miles as well. Now I have a minimum for ADR work, which is no lie, no secret. It's £100. So I thought, well, even with the journey there, collecting it and taking it to Bolton, it's still worth the money. So I bid £100 for it and got a phone call, could have gone pick it up. They did say it wouldn't be ready between 12 and 1, which gave me about an hour and a half. And I looked to see if I could find anything getting me towards Widnes, which would again negate the outgoings for me on that job. And I managed to get a small van job from Haywood, which is just down the road from me, to Warrington, and I got £40 for it. So I took that to Warrington, moved down the road to Widnes, only about 15 minutes, collected that and delivered here to where I'm parked now in Bolton, and I've been here an hour and a half and I've not picked up a sausage. I've now started bidding, or trying to bid for work tomorrow morning, without any success so far. I don't think I'm going to pick anything else up now. It's a half an hour drive home. So it looks like the day, although not a lot of miles and fuel used for what I've taken, is an unsatisfactory amount to take. Realistically, £140 for a day's work is not good enough. And the CX is very quiet. It's difficult to pick the work up, and this is why I'm highlighting just relying on the CX is no good. I've fired off some emails in the meantime. I don't know what's going on next week with my present, current, past, I don't know what you call it now. Work supplies, I rang them. They said they'll let me know towards the end of the week if I'll be needed in at all next week. So I'm stuck on the CX. Now, it's not a panic for me financially wise, because of course I'm sitting on money I've accumulated through doing that work. I've not overspent, and so I've actually just kept it sitting in the company account so I can carry lower weeks. But if this was my only source of income, I would be very worried, because it's not busy enough. And then when there are jobs, there's that many people competing with you to quote for them, mainly for the standard work, not the ADR work. You're really having to go low to get the job, and then you've got to question, is it worth doing the job in the first place, isn't it? Realistically, if I was taking this amount of money a day, I would give it up and I would go and find a job. Simple as that. But obviously I don't want to do that. I want to carry on doing what I'm doing, so the onus is on me to pull my finger out and find some other work the telephones, work the emails, and get on with it. Now, tomorrow it might be completely different. I might land with a decent job to set me off in the morning, land on something else, get me back and say, hey, what was the problem? But realistically at the moment, in this current climate, I'm not blaming anyone in particular. I just think the CX as a platform is more for backloads. And at the moment, to come in green and without any other work is very difficult to make it pay. That's all I'm saying. The economy in general is crap, isn't it? So anyway, I'll see if I can get anything else today. I don't think I will. It would be nice to take it to 200 quid, but it's looking a bit grim. I'll give it another half an hour, thinking. If not, I'm going to head home. Morning, everyone. It's the 23rd today. It's 7 a.m, I think. Yes, it's 7, just after 7. So I'm up. I'm ready for working, but I couldn't get a job last night again. Put plenty of quotes in, and I set my price at 110 a mile for a long wheelbase. I didn't get one. Didn't get one at all. I won't go down to £1. That's just too cheap for a long wheelbase. Maybe on a backload I'd go cheaper, but not on your principal one. So again, I'm left this morning scratching for work. I'm sat at the in the spare bedroom, doing a bit of paperwork, invoicing, because of course now I'm not just doing work for one customer this week. You end up different ways that they all want their invoices. I've noticed now that some of the bigger shippers, you don't even need to email the invoice. They just grab everything off the CX. And some of them, you email the invoice, and some of them, like this particular one, he wants his pod sending by post. So it's gone through the CX So now I've printed out a copy of the invoice, sent the original pod, but I kept a copy just in case. And that's going to get posted to him first class today. It's a bit of a pain. I don't really know why they need them nowadays, but hey, needs must. Maybe their customer demands the original. But it just adds another layer onto it, doesn't it? That you don't really want to do. So I've got the phone and my iPad. iPad set to desktop version, little stamp there. And the phone is obviously on the app, looking for work. So, you know, I could do with doing other things rather than this, looking for work in the morning. In an ideal scenario, you've got a job boxed away the night before, haven't you? Or the afternoon before, ready for the morning. But I haven't. So, again, it will be a late start and probably not so good a day, unless I can land on a really good ADR job. But the odds, quite frankly, the odds are against it. We'll see how we get on, eh? Right, it's Wednesday night, and as you can see by that picture, the fat man's tramping out tonight. It was absolutely rubbish today. I managed to get a job eventually, but I'll just take this off me because I look like a dick. Only to find it got cancelled when I got there because it was too big. The goods were too big. I was told on the actual job it was 1.6 metre high pallets. When I got there, they were 2.2 metre high. Too big, no good. So I got a £40 cancellation fee, and then I'm stuck, got nothing. So I was just about to call it a write-off for the day, and then that was it. But I got rescued. Rescued by everybody's favourite shipper, James from Freddie Fletcher Limited, who rang me and said, are you up for a job for Canterbury? Deliver early tomorrow morning, pick up this afternoon. And I was. So I went and picked up the goods, and then I had a decision to make. It's like a 5-hour drive. So do I go home and go to bed early and get up at, say, 2:30 in the morning? Or do I go down this evening and then tramp out in the van? I was considering staying in a hotel, but to be honest, the cheapest one I could find was 80 quid. Neil did send me some of those Airbnb things through, but I made my mind up I was going to tramp for a change. Now, James said to me, if you want to co-load and try and get something down there, I don't mind. And I did actually put a bid on a job going to Canterbury from Leeds, small van. There was plenty of room in the van, because although what I'm taking is long, it's not a lot of it, and it only takes up about a foot wide space. And I put a bid in at 70 pence a mile to go to Canterbury, deliver that evening. I didn't get it, so someone's gone cheaper than that. So in the end, I've driven down here. I've had something to eat. I've parked up. I've found a place on Park per Night, which is it's like an industrial estate just outside the centre. Seems pretty quiet, and I'm gonna have a bit of a read now, and then try and get about 6 hours sleep. See, if I don't think I'd have got to sleep very well last night at home, because I've not been getting up really early recently. If I'd have gone to bed at, say, 8 o'clock, I probably would have been tossing and turning, maybe had 2 hours sleep and then getting up. So I think this is for the best. It's safer, providing I get some sleep, that is. I'm dropping off at between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning. It's only 2 miles from here. And then we'll see if we can get something back. Fingers crossed. Morning, it is 8:15. It is the 24th of August, and I am in Canterbury. I'm in the McDonald's car park. I've just had some breakfast and a coffee and used their facilities, because a man's got to do what a man's got to do. It wasn't too bad tramping last night. I've delivered this morning. I had a surprisingly good sleep, but I had a weird dream, and I dreamt that the van had been stripped bare, as in someone had taken the front off and removed the engine and other wheels. And for one brief moment, I thought that was real. But of course it wasn't. The rain held off last night, so I wasn't kept awake by rain, but it's raining now. So now I'm looking for a job to get up north. There's not much in Canterbury, lovely place. There's one job going completely the wrong way. It looks like I'm probably better off heading up towards Maidstone. I've seen a couple of jobs pop out there. Did throw a bid in, but I'm like an hour away, so I'm gonna poodle along that way and see what comes up, and we'll let you know if we're successful. Right, it's now just after 12. I am now on the M11. I've not managed to get a job. I put bids in, didn't get one. I bid for an ADR job, but it got cancelled. It's probably just out for quote anyway. I bid. There was absolutely no success. And then to cap it all, I went up is it the M2 that goes from this end? As you're approaching the M25 or whatever, Dartford crossing, it then come up with like 35-minute delay. Offered an alternative route to carry on up the A2, is it? Now, I don't know London. I am terrible with London. So I've gone up the A2 and I'm thinking, well, this is taking me central. Will I have to pay some kind of congestion charge? I don't know. I didn't see any signs, but I did go past the Millennium Dome, went underneath the Blackwall Tunnel, and then come out the other side. And I looked to either side of it, and the traffic on them roads down below me, it was horrendous. I take my hat off to people who work London. I mean, I don't know it. You'll probably know it better than I can. But the roads just seem so congested. It's like madness. I'm just not familiar with it. I'm not comfortable with it whatsoever. Toby did a video recently, didn't he? Toby from Firkin Freight, saying, "Oh, driving in London's no problem. If you're living in Bangkok, you know, Thailand and everything like that, that's real traffic. That London traffic's no good." But yes, Toby, yes, I'm sure that if you're driven through the streets of Phuket or whatever with your lady boy sat snuggling next to you whilst you're wearing your yellow sunglasses, you might be used to it, but me, I'm just a northern monkey and I'm not used to it, mate. Honestly, I can't handle it. So, I'm on the M11 now, heading up towards the Cambridgeshire area. I'm just having a look on here to see a bid for something going towards Stoke, and I thought I'll bid that cheap just to get out. And it was a small van, and you know what I bid it at? 60 pence a mile. Cheap. I didn't get it, so someone's bid below that. So I thought, right, that's it. I'm not doing any more of that low bidding crap. I'm just going to bid for what I think I'm worth. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. And if I drive back empty, I drive back empty. This has not been a good week anyway. I'm kind of almost written it off. Anyway, if I get anything, I'll let you know. I'm a bit brassed off, you can probably tell. Still the same day, better mood. It's now 1:15, and I've got myself a job. I got a job from Haverhills area, which is kind of, is it sort of like Suffolk, Cambridgeshire borders, and it's going to Oldham. I've gone cheaper, I won't lie. It's a medium wheelbase job, 2 pallets, going to a co-op in Oldham, and I've got it for 90 pence a mile. So, but that means that all my fuel for yesterday and today, and a bit of profit as well, so that makes the week look a little bit better, although not a brilliant week it has been, but this puts a little better shine on it. And if we can pick something up for tomorrow, I might be able to rescue some of it. So we'll cut back to tomorrow, Friday the 25th. It's about 2 p.m. I've just completed my only job for today, which was an ADR job. It wasn't going all that far. I didn't start till late. I didn't have anything booked in, so I did a few jobs that I needed to take care of this morning, and decided to start bidding sort of like 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I figured it looked quite busy, and I thought if it's busy and they can't cover all the work, I might be able to get a bid at a better price. I did throw lots of bids in, and I got this one. It wasn't going far. I've ended up in sort of like near Chapel and the Thrift, and the traffic's horrendous. And I think if I could take another job, unless it's something really tasty, it's not going to be worth it. I'm just going to get snarled up in traffic, and it won't be worth doing. So I'm going to finish the week off. I'll tell you what I took. I've taken £960, which is below what I would consider to be my minimum requirement for the week. Obviously VAT is going to be added onto that, and roughly half of the VAT I would keep. But I would expect to turn over a minimum of £12.50 a week plus VAT. That would meet my running costs, pay my wages, put extra money away. So this week is a poor week. Now, a couple of reasons for it. It's not all that busy on the CX, or it wasn't at the beginning of the week. Today seemed quite busy. And I'm a little bit green on the CX. I have had the benefit or luxury of regular work, well-paid work for months. And that work has spoilt me. And it's made me very, very reluctant to bid below a certain price. But realistically, you can't bid high at the moment because you're competing against so many people. But I still maintain I can't really afford to run a long wheelbase van on less than £1.10 a mile. But you're kind of expected to be bidding at 90 pence a pound, which is all right maybe for a backload if you've had a decent rate there, but not for a regular run. So I've got guys who are bidding below me, all around me, guys and girls, sorry. And I found it hard. My feedback isn't brilliant because it's not bad. I just don't have much of it because I've been working for the same people for months. So James has put me one on. Thank you very much, James, because of all the jobs I did this week, the best job was not a CX job. The best job was from a shipper who knows me and trusts me, knew I was available and gave me a job. And for that, I thank him. But that's what you've got to do for yourself. For those of you who have just joined the CX or thinking of joining the CX, it is mainly for backloads. And yes, if you join it, you're going to have to accept that you're going to get lower money and use the CX facilities like the directory to build up your contacts and take it from there. You've got to find work of your own, either from another shipper direct or customers of your own. Now, I have been spoilt. I've had this customer stroke shipper, whatever you want to call them, have been using me exclusively and have had some great work. It was going to be temporary. It lasted quite a few months. It's coming to an end, sadly. They haven't got anything for me next week either, it looks like. So it's just going to be as and when with them. Now, I have got some other irons in the fire, so to speak. I've got another contact from a good friend of mine who's putting me on to what he does, and hopefully something will generate from that, and I can supplement that with the CX, and that's what I've got to use the CX for. And this week's been a bit of a learning curve, and I hope that people take some from it to see how difficult it can be. Now, there are guys on there making a living out of the CX, doing okay. They've got plenty of feedback, and they've got plenty of people who they know. So I feel like as though I've almost got to start again, which is, you know, what I've got to do. No point feeling sorry for myself. I did feel a bit down when I didn't have that work because I got used to earning twice as much as I've taken this week, all the time. And all of a sudden, I'm not. And nothing, you can't take anything for granted, can you? You've got to just run it on a week-to-week basis. So, hopefully, touch wood, I will be going on to something else. If not, I will be trying to find other work of my own. And I won't pretend it's going to be easy because you are doing the same thing that thousands of other drivers are going to be doing anyway. And, you know, I've just got to try. There is a recession out there. It is hard to make a living. Fuel's gone up a bit slightly, hasn't it? But the rates per mile are not going up. and everything's gone up, cost of living, yet we're taking the same, if not less money than we were before. So I won't let it get me down. I'll just keep trying harder and harder, and I'm sure I will find some other work. Now that I'm available to people who were using me before, maybe they'll use me more again like they were before. But it's difficult when you land a big gig, and I've made the mistake of, you know, getting complacent because it just kept happening week after week, but it hasn't now. So I'm going to cut the video short now, because I was aware that by doing a week's worth of filming, it was going to drag the video out. But I wanted to show people just what maybe not a typical week on the CX can be like, but how difficult it can be, because it's different for everybody, isn't it? So I shall crack on next week. We've got a bank holiday weekend, so there's no work Monday. So it'll be from Tuesday on. I have put a couple of bids in for work for Tuesday. You never know. Something might come up from that. But I won't stop trying. Give us a thumbs up, please, if you like the video. It helps my videos get out. It helps people hopefully benefit from them. And consider subscribing to the channel. And again, I keep saying it, but it's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. It costs you now. And one last thing, I'm going to give a shout out to a new YouTube channel, and I find it really good. His name's Dave, which I think is a fine name, and it's White Knight Courier Services, I think. He's based in the northeast. He's a new driver, drives a small van. He's really down to earth, pretty funny, and it's really interesting seeing someone starting from scratch and his take on it. So if you get a chance, subscribe to his channel and have a watch. I think you'll enjoy it. He's really, really down to earth. Have a great long weekend, everybody. And I'll be in touch again soon. Thank you for watching.